my next guest, John, is no exception. At the age of 28 years old, this young man was on his way to building a real estate empire, living the good life. He made close to $60,000 a week. That's a lot of chavito. Right. The business was in restoring houses. Is that quite right?
Right.
And he had investors, and he had how many people working for him?
22.
22. He had no idea that in the blink of an eyelash, he would be bankrupt and he would be in jail. There was a knock on the door, and the FBI said, "You're arrested on 10 counts of grand larceny." And when it all cleared away, he had his couch. The man had a lot of houses. Now he had his couch. Wow. Can you explain some of this, John? You're the ripe old age of 36 now.
39, but thanks for the compliment.
You're welcome. Look young to me. So you had a string of investors who invested in these houses. What caused it all to fall apart?
Well, like Pat, I mean, I'm half Sicilian, and the way we do things is we do things on a handshake. I mean, that's the way it's done.
Right.
And no matter how much you're warned, that's the way that I was brought up. And these people who invested with me, when I went bankrupt, because I borrowed $250,000 from a guy on a demand note, and I didn't know what a demand note was because I was taught to feel superior by my first mentor over regular people, thinking that I knew everything. And of course he called the note due, and I wasn't ready for it, and I had to file bankruptcy because I couldn't come up with the money because I hadn't invested in all these properties.
So somebody says, you signed this paper, you owe me that money now.
You got 10 days, you got
tomorrow.
10 days to give it back. And
10 days to give it back. Now, who in heck can go out and get all that money together in 10 days? Well, not him. So what did the FBI do knocking on the door? Why put you in jail on 10 counts?
Well, what happened was the investors felt that I had set this whole thing up. They just watched way too much TV, and they just imagined that this person just created this scenario to bilk them out of this money. So they couldn't imagine that if you had everything going right, that you would make a mistake and it would just knock you over like that. So they figured it had to be set up.
You said that the time you spent in jail changed your life forever.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Well,
your wife left you.
It's kind of like...
and how many children did she take?
Yeah, 4.
4 children.
Well, it's kind of like... The easiest way I can describe it is if a freight train just smashes you against the wall and there's nothing left of your body except whatever your soul is, and you say, well, am I going to flick the switch that says goodbye, or am I going to flick the switch, as everybody else here today says, I'm not going to give up? And I had children, so, I mean, my dream when I was young was to have children. Some people have a sports car on their wall, and I wanted kids. From when I was 8, I wanted kids. So kids, to me, was life. And I lived through my relationship with my kids is, even through the divorce, now I have them back with me. The judge said they should be with me. And, you know, to me... To me, it's what life's all about. You know, it's like God came down and hit me in the face with a baseball bat and said, you better wake up real quick. And I'm actually very happy.
You work with inmates today?
Yeah, we have a company called the Insight Corporation. For 10 years now, I've been going in state and federal and juvenile detention centers and basically teaching them a program called Change is Power, where their perspective needs to change.
Okay. Not rich like he once was, but feels good about himself. We'll be right back.